Sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Voice is clear.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Voice is clear.
Good afternoon.
1 minute.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
1 minute.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Open, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
So,
We can start.
Okay, sir. So, good afternoon, and all gathered here. So, I welcome Dr. Michael Mariadas, Principal, JP College of Arts and Science, for Impact Lecture Series sponsored by Minister of HRD, AICTE, Innovation Institution Council. I welcome you, sir. Now, I welcome Dr. Nancy, Assistant Professor, Computer Science Department, to give brief introduction about Dr. Michael Mariadas, Principal, JP College of Arts and Science.
Good afternoon, one and all present here. It is my pleasure to introduce our chief guest, Michael Mariadas, Principal in JP College of Arts and Science, Tenkasi. He is a committed professional with 17 years of experience in teaching and research. He is expert in marketing and operational, having wide experience taught courses for MBA students. He served as professor in the Department of Management Studies in Savita Engineering College. He served as visiting professor for strategic management subject in SRM School of Management. He has 21 research publications in the high indexed and reputed journals. He presented nearly 10 national and international conferences. Without further delay, I hand over the session to you, sir.
Thank you very much, madam. Thank you very much. Thanks to the organizing committee, Professor Ayyappan and Nancy, madam. And also, I take pleasure thank the principal of JP College of Engineering, as well as our administrator, Reverend Sister Hamlet. And it gives immense pleasure, first of all, joining for this wonderful session. I hope that the next 1 hour it will be very fruitful as well as the knowledge sharing. I am very much interested. I hope that some of the professors as well as the teachers as well as the students also joining. Dear learning partners, professors, as well as the students, first of all, this particular topic, I hope in the morning session also IPR you had and quite useful insights you have gathered. So here for innovation in entrepreneurship, this is always very, very crucial as well as the very dynamic concepts. And everywhere people talk about the innovations as well as the entrepreneurship. My dear learning partners, as well as the audience here, the first and foremost thing is probably during this session, somewhat some empirical data as well as some information I'm sharing on. But of course, for this 1 hour plus is not enough. I request all the audience kindly go through whatever the informations and follow the informations what I am here giving. The first thing is I am very happy. I'm not from the principal's perspective. I may be the head of the institution today. Previously, I was the professor, especially handling the papers, business papers for my MBA graduates. And one thing for you, interestingly, one of the factor is if you suddenly ask anybody, my voice is clear, audible.
Yes, sir.
Okay. If suppose suddenly if you ask any one of the students, what's your aim you want to become? Like that, if we ask, the student can reply in two aspects. Number one, he may tell that, sir, I want to become as a manager or I want to become as a programmer. So all such things coming under the category of employee. So it's quite good of joining in any MNC companies or any of the reputed organization. The in another extreme, you suppose if you ask anybody or any students, they may answer in such a way that I want to start up a business. I want to become as an entrepreneur. So that is very, very interesting. But my dear students, the main thing is the category of the students they are opting for the entrepreneur is very, very less. This is one of the fact I'm sharing to you. But at the same time, I'm quite happy. Almost all the engineers today are the so-called successful entrepreneurs, if you take it, almost many of them are engineers. They just completed their mechanical courses. They just completed their electronics communication, information technology, or computer science, and so on. And quietly, some experience they get in their industry, and slowly they start their business. It's called the startups. So I'm just first of all for the 15 minutes or maybe 10 minutes, very interesting facts about through the lecture and followed by the presentation slides. The first thing is what is today's? We all talk about business. Can I have some interaction between any of the persons here? What do you think about business today in India? Or you just take it in Tamil Nadu? Or maybe we are in Tenkasi. So what about the business? I mean, the perceptions about the business. What do you think about the business? Generally, anybody can answer. Okay, you are taking time to think. Well, no problem. I just tell you one of the famous person, Dr. Abel. He actually describe the business so that you can also understand. Now today, everything is commercial. Today, everything is commercial. Do you agree or not? Though we are in the educational institution and maybe everywhere, when you go outside and you observe almost all the process, morning it started by 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, all are commercial activities. Though we do also have other kind of NGOs and other organizations, but in terms of the maximum contributions in the society, in our structure, in our industry structure, so there we have such a pattern only. So in there, the first aspect is, I'm doubting that my voice is clear.
Yes, sir, clear.
Yeah.
Sir, clear.
Thank you. The first thing is, Dr. Abel, what he said is, when we think about any business, maybe it can be a soap product, or it can be any kind of notebook, or it can be anything leather product, or any kind of cosmetics, or anything medicine, or any kind of electronic items, whatever, the first and foremost aspect is, who is your customer? Who is your customer? That is the first aspect. You are planning for a product, but to whom you are manufacturing that product? For whom you are making, yarukaga and the product and pandrom. That is the first aspect. So who is your customer? That is a customer group. Number two, the second thing is, what is their need? Nothing but customer need. So ultimately, because of the need only, the product existed. For example, we are sophisticated today. We are very comfortable today. Nobody can deny we are very comfortable because we are having gifted of many of the products, innovative products. So in such, the second one is the need. The third one is very, very interesting. How will their need will be satisfied? So I'll say three things. The first one is the customer group. Who is your customer group? For example, if you take it Nestle company, it's a multinational company. They have a huge operations. How varieties of the products they are making, Nestle. They are also having cereals, the baby products. For example, if they make that cereals, the customer group is only the infants, the babies. So exactly the product, what they manufacture should reach to the group. And that is what is their need? Consent to the group need. The third one is how that need will be satisfied. My dear audience, I can tell one thing surely. We are not coming for a conclusion today, that is, right this moment, I am very much satisfied for this particular product. Whatever the product, to some extent, to the context, now it's okay. But if I have that particular feature, it will be quite happy of further using. In such way only almost all the peoples are running to shop. They are searching to one side to another side. They are also asking opinion from all the other people. What is special in the product? So in such context, I'll salute what Dr. Abel said. On the basis of that aspect only, that entrepreneurship, the concept is also raised. My dear audience, you need to know one thing very interestingly. People are talking about now today, they don't, many of them are not having very clarity idea about what is this entrepreneurship. For as an entrepreneur, do I have minimum 10 lakhs to start up my business? or 20 lakhs to start up my business. In what kind of the quality I must have. So really becoming as an entrepreneur, I should do for a MBA course or any kind of the business related course. I mean, have that degree or doing any colleges for the particular, or I must have such kind of the knowledge. The only thing is, whoever may be a student or a teacher or any kind of the person today as an entrepreneur, the first and foremost thing is they need to understand the business environment. What exactly is going on in the business? Of course, you need to have a substantiated knowledge about the very basic informations. In such a way, I can tell, I mean, or wherever if you take any books or even for Google search, almost all these three things are interrelated. First, they used to say that creativity, creative mind, and followed by the next one is the innovation. So first of all, the creativity is nothing but knowing what. That's all. Knowing what you know, maybe in a different way, For example, if I show three diagrams, one is a circle, then another one is a triangle, the next one is a square. Which one is very different? All are different because circle is one shape, square is in another shape, as well as triangle is also in another shape. So it is not related somewhat. Suppose if I know maybe square and rectangle, if I show it, which one is? I mean, both are similar somewhat. You will say that yes, are somewhat similar. Maybe in terms of the area and the length and the breadth, it is different. So the point is, creativity is knowing what, and innovation is doing art. Art of doing. Now, I'm in such a way, in a manner, I'm carrying out. And finally, the entrepreneurship is nothing but a set of activity. That is what almost a very unique activity. So I can tell number of examples, but due to the time constraints, I may not know. Give all the examples. But I can tell one thing today. We are all in Chennai. I'm sorry, Tenkasi. But in Chennai, if you take it, almost of the customers using the call taxi, Volo, as well as Uber services is very famous. But once upon a time also, we had many of the call taxi services. We had Chennai call taxi. We have Bharati taxis. Many kind of the taxis are also running. But slowly, almost all the call taxis are all, the businesses declined. They are not able to sustain their businesses. What is the reason? The Uber as well as the Volo call taxis are all very famous today. I need answer from you. Yeah, please. I hope any one of you just unmute and Nancy. Anyone? Maybe, please, no problem. Whatever, even it is wrong, also no problem. My question is the call taxi services. The call taxi services. You just take in many cities. Even it is very famous in Madurai. I think in Tirunelveli also, and I think we do have in Tenkasi some places. Okay. Any idea? Anyone please interact? Okay. So the point is, almost all the Volo taxi as well as the Uber and all, they made their services very innovative. Because once upon a time, when we started booking the taxis right? We just book the taxis through phone. But unfortunately, sometimes we may not get the call taxis. The taxi services will you get on time. You suppose the train timing is 5 o'clock. If you should make the taxis at least 2 hours before. But now, because of the tracking system of GPS tracking system, as well as for almost all kind of their app system, what is very popular today, you can book the taxi services just 5 minutes before, or sometimes 2 minutes before, or 10 minutes before, and accordingly you can also get the very, very clear transparent directions of where the car is and what time they will be reaching, exactly the fare of the services, in which locations, everything. So that is what it's very, very, very huge popular. Many of the customers, they are not depending upon such kind of the old services. Oh, my dear audience, the main point is now today in market, customers always keen. They don't want simply all the organizations, the so-called startup companies, whatever the services they do, maybe they are in the entertainment services, or they may be in the transport services, or they may be in the hotel services. Whatever they do, they want to delight their customers. So they simply they don't want to satisfy. In once upon a time, the customer should be satisfied customers. Customers, the quality na ennan keta, நிறைய definitions for quality க்கு சொல்லுவாங்க. சில பேர் சொல்லுவாங்க quality is degree of excellence. It's a standard அப்படி சொல்லுவாங்க. சில பேர் சொல்லுவாங்க quality is fitness for use. But the very, very clear one is it talks about customer satisfaction. So the point is, whatever the product as well as the services we have today, whether will they lead, the question is to make me as a delighted customer, as an excited customer, not only simply a satisfied customer, as well as delighted, or else what? Excited customers. Okay, so 1 minute. Right. Just give it F5. Okay. Any one of you kindly respond? My slide is visible now.
Yes, sir.
Very good, very good. Is it visible only? No. Yeah. Clear? Ayappan sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Okay, so I just made it my presentations in these 6 aspects. The first one is facts about India's economy, but it is very. I'm not prolong in each objective. I'll cut short and what are the needed things I will tell. Okay. The second one is the reality of booming entrepreneurship in India. Because we need to say that in India, I am the citizen of in India, how for whether the government, the state government or the center government or any kind of the agencies are helping me to enter into the any kind of the business for the startup companies. And the third one is design thinking. It is the very, very important approach today for almost all the entrepreneurs should follow. Then the innovation-based entrepreneurship, maybe with some examples. And one more, model, it is an innovation tool. It's called as a Canvas model. So that is also, very recently, it is very popular. As well as last one is the startup ecosystem in India. And the main one is, if you, by looking this particular picture about facts about India's economy, yesterday, I just interacted with one of the students in the BCom class, I asked him, what do you think about the Indian economy as per your view? You are for the Indian economy or you are against for the Indian economy? Then he said, sir, I am supporting for the Indian economy. I feel it is good only. And almost all the audience here, you might be watched the television debate 3 days before. What our finance minister Nirmala Sitharaman, presented. She explained about the.
Sir, your PPT is not moving. Excuse me, sir. Your PPT is not moving.
Now it's okay.
No, it's a first slideshow. It's not moving. Okay, sir. Okay. Now it's okay.
Okay. Now it's moving, sister?
Yes, sir. It's moving.
Thank you. Okay. So the thing is, for example, what is very special today in India's economy, normally people used to say that because we first and foremost factor is we are in the mixed economy. So what do you mean the mixed economy? Because we have the category of the people, of the rich people, as well as the average people. And of course, we have the peoples of the below average also. But when you take it in a global context, always why many of the countries investors very much interested of selecting India probably for certain products. It is almost the point is many of the peoples are in the middle class level, as well as many of the products, whatever, if it is a high cost product, all the customers may not able to buy the product. So ultimately, you can have certain kind of basic cars or basic mobile phones, whatever it attracting such category. So that is what here. And one more interesting. The next slide, can you see that World Economic Order? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. So this is very, very important one. Today, almost all, we are in the third places in that global economy. In GDP ways, we are in the 5th place. But in terms of the entrepreneurial platform, about for any kind of the startup businesses and all, in terms of the sources, what we have. What this World Economic Order, the survey they predicts, you can just have, you please note here 2017 to 2030. In 2017, after now we are in 2022. So here we are in the 3rd place, but what they are predicting, the World Economic Order is changing because many of the researchers, they are perceiving that India resources our agency to the 2nd level or even the 1st level in the year of 2030 compared to almost all the other countries also. So the main point is, I just take it the very important point, reality of booming entrepreneurship. The first thing is people can say that now everywhere enterprises, they are investing in information technology as well as the finance, as well as software. They want to earn money. Even in many of the conferences, what the government peoples are doing, or sometimes our ministers are doing, sometimes even our prime minister or even our chief minister, we are inviting many of the people, those who are in Singapore or any other countries, kindly here invest. Because the only problem maybe many of the people used to criticize is many of the legal systems in India, but now almost all kind of the legal system is also regularized so that it is not very, very tough for startup any business. Many of the people, many lending agencies, banking agencies, almost all they are supporting. We do have many of the advisory committee. So almost all the process will be speed up very easily. And the second main factor is the availability of the manpower. as well as the government policies also. So that the manpower, obviously, why the manpower here in India? That almost the point is the population, because India is next to China. No, we are all also a good population, so that whatever, because we do supply many of the labors to many of the countries, as well as all the employees also for many of the white collar job. So such a way, the recent study is also making the startup ecosystem. Many of the youngsters, job seekers, they want to enter into the businesses after working in certain companies and a good salary. So these are all the reality of becoming the entrepreneurs. These are all the very, very 4 reasons. Elaborately and explain one by one. Emerging markets, whatever, if you take it in India, for example, whether it is in agriculture or even maybe it is a consumable product, whatever the markets, if you take it, the markets are emerged. How it is emerged? Of course, it connects with the technology, because and the second one is increased political will as well as the government support. For here, I can tell one thing, the incident which has happened in West Bengal. All you know about nano product, nano car. Whose car is that? Nano car belongs to which corporation, which organization? Tata Motors. When Tata Motors in 2005, in 2006, they launched that nano car, this very, very basic car. But what happened? They planned exactly in West Bengal only. But later on, due to some political reasons, it happened, they suddenly changed their entire setup to Gujarat. So such a way, even in our country, India also, state to state, sometimes regulations or maybe the policy will be deferred, but almost in current date, if you take it, all the state ministers, chief ministers, or the central ministers, they are equally, focusing any places like Bangalore or whatever, Hyderabad or Chennai, concerned to the climatic condition, supporting condition of that particular soil, they do start the business. And technological innovations, I can tell one thing very clearly. Technological innovations, if you take it, it is nothing but it deals about the various apps what we have. Today, whatever, if it is with our handphone itself, we can access and we can also, retrieve the information for anything, any businesses. That is what the ecosystem is booming, no doubt, technological innovation. And finally, the changing perception towards entrepreneurs. I made one point earlier. Maximum students, they are graduating from engineering college. They may not start up the business immediately. If you ask some questions to them, they may say that I need some experience. I want to know about how an organization is functioning. Now, first of all, for a company, I need to gather some exposure. Now, after 2 years and 3 years, I will jump to the entrepreneurship side. So that is the one point. But now, some category of the students after graduating, no, sir, really, I will start up. So the thing is, it is nothing wrong for a mechanical engineer student. Once they graduate, they can also start up any hotel. What is wrong in that? The same way, even for your computer science graduate or IT graduate, they can also start up in pharmaceutical company. But the point is, I just relate almost all the engineering with the entrepreneurial idea because of the technology. Wherever the field, they can enlarge, they can apply their knowledge, what they take in their graduation level as a goal, they can apply. Maybe with the support of the system, whatever their friends or maybe for all the other persons, they can also join. And this is the next aspect, design thinking approach for entrepreneurs. Today, people almost all, if you take it for the printing machines also, once upon a time, when for your printing machines, even for the quality of the printing and many things may not be estimated properly. But us following this design thinking approach, there are only major three things. I just told you, like creativity, innovations, and entrepreneur. Here also the major point is, first of all, you need to understand, you need to map your ideas. That is what people used to call is the 3 I's. That is immerse. After immersing, after brainstorming, and the second one is the invent. So that is the second aspect. The third one only implement. So obviously when the business activity is started, that is implemented only. So wherever people, if you are providing any products, people are buying your idea. I can tell one thing, what the famous person, Peter Drucker, he is a management guru. Our சொல்லுவாரு, whenever a customer, they buy a product, they are simply buy a product. They are experimenting the results. I repeat it. So whatever the product or whatever the service today we are experiencing, even services is intangible. Product is tangible. What is tangible? What is intangible? Tangible you can feel, you can touch, but services is today somewhat very difficult. If suppose a hotel, if you go for today, it is not any guarantee the next day, tomorrow also the same service will be provided. Even for the air travels, or sometimes when you travel today, the same experience you will not be get next week or maybe the very next day. But the service is not good. What is there? What happened? The same hotel only last week also I came here, but wonderful services. But today something the service boy is not coming proper to my table, and something time management and hygienic, it is not very poor. The hygienic is very. The main point is that is what design thing is very important, because there is not much. That is what companies are trying. People, the organization, manufacturer, they need to give a standard product as well as standard pattern of services. For that only, the design thinking approach is very important. I will say with one example of electric car innovation. This is one of the design thinking approach only. What electric car innovation? What is the need of the electric car today? Can I get a response from any one of the audience? Because so far no one answered my questions, 2-3 questions they asked. What is the need of the electric car today? Because electric car is one of the innovation. Even government is also having many plans to tell people to buy the electric cars. What is the main reason? I hope some of the or also any teachers also can reply. Anyone? No problem. Your answer is wrong also, no problem. Okay. So the main point is, for the innovation of the electric car today is scarcity of the fuel. Whatever the petrol or even for the diesel, one extreme, the price is also going very high. But another extreme is what happened. We are not very sure that how long we will have the sources of the petrol or even diesel. Sometimes we are depending upon certain countries. We are relying upon anything happens like even war or something. We may not very sure that frequently the fuel is coming. Okay, so that is what just to make it, the point is we need for whatever. Even for the electric car, we need certain kind of infrastructure also. So here, the basic trends are for functioning of the electric car. If you applying the design thinking approach, battery longevity. So that is a very, very important. Now, almost many of the startup companies, they do they do services for such kind of the electric cars. They do often manufacturing this electric vehicle batteries and all. The point is, as soon as they are reducing the cost level, ultimately the vehicle price is also coming down. And one more thing is monopolization. For example, what do you mean by monopoly? For example, I can tell Johnson and Johnson's products, baby products. If you take it, Johnson and Johnson's products, it's a baby products. No, they are monopoly in market. They may not have more players in that market. They are monopoly. Nobody is there to compete with them or fight with them. They are always Johnson and Johnson baby products are very unique. But in many of the other products, if you take it, there is a fight war between many of the products. For example, if you take it, Unilever products, Hindustan, as well as Procter and Gamble, as well as IT industries, many products, consumer products are coming to the shops, wholesale as well as the retail. So people are getting confusion that which product is good for me and which one is not okay. All they need to compare, and they take it and they experiment it, they'll buy it. So monopoly is such one. And the environmental, if you take it for pollution is one of the biggest reasons. Now, for example, even when you for the diesel as well as the petrol, the reason of the how much almost all our environment is getting polluted. Long-term financially is also one of the reasons for people switching to the electric car. The last one is the infrastructure, because you need to have somewhere for any charge point at lecture. But at the same time, even for I'm talking positively about all these electric cars concerned to the design thinking, but even sometimes for the electric sources, the current availability is also demand in certain points. And I just want to show it. This is the very, very important one. Almost all the researchers are saying these particular four elements as an ingredients used by many of the organizations. Nothing but the first one is the product innovation. Almost many things what I mentioned earlier, we are comfortably today with many of the products. We are very sophisticated. Almost, if you take it for Amazon Prime, Netflix, all what they do is such innovation. There is nothing but the product innovation. When you take it process innovation, now, for the digitalization, almost started. Whatever the process we do in terms of the technology, using the app and all is very easy, almost managing. So that the second aspect is the process innovation. So these are all the things we should know it. Paradigm innovation, nothing but people are switch over. Their model, whatever to the model they have, as well as their mindset, all their status quo, everything is changed. That is what now today how many of you people are having the basic mobile phones now? No one. What happened to the Nokia when they were ruling the markets in 2002, 2005 and all? Later, what happened? What is the reason of their businesses decline? Because of the customers, they want a different operations. So well about what Nokia they had, but after that, because of the Android system, what happened? Almost all the Samsung and other giants are captured the market. And the last one is also positioning innovation. If you take it, the very famous one, many of the one of the organizations, Airbnb, but now they are in the holiday and traveler industry. That is nothing but positioning. They want to identify that where exactly my customers are really, what is their current need. So in such aspects, my dear audience, many of them are entrepreneurship innovation is going on. There are a lot of research is carried out. The moment when I'm speaking here, probably at the end of the day, even for certain percentage of the researchers, they will conclude that, okay, the product which is very popular in morning, maybe some kind of because of one of the feature, or maybe the next competitor feature, slowly customers interest is down to buy the product. I just to make it, இது ஒரு case ன்னு நான் சொல்றேன். It's one of the case, one of the situation. If you take it for a innovation or maybe for an entrepreneurship, how far this Netflix is also they do. So you know well today, repeated point is only sophisticated customers. We are enjoying at our home, and we need not always longer depending upon cinema theaters, right? So in such contexts, my voice is audible? Okay, so that people or all the customers, we have the Netflix. Because of this Netflix, so many of the innovative features, we can also record, we can also retrieve whenever we want. We will have the transformed series of movie. The same way, if you take it for snapshot also. So here, what about even any kind of photos or editing or fund related pictures and all? Now everything is digitalized. It is possible even for in a certain place we are taking photos, and you know that how when after in the laboratory, in the lab, and we can also have it in our lab, in our album, in many of the entertainment, we have that snapshot role is also. So this is the next one, and this one is another 15 minutes time is there. So this one is maybe almost all the electronics communication engineers, the students in IT, you are all heard about this business canvas model. What is this innovation tool? It's talk about whenever people want to make any product, they are planning to deliver the product in market, they need some research. They need to substantiate some fact, some information, and carry out their research. For that, the canvas model is very popular now. What is that? No, the product value proposition. I already told you. Suppose which one is the most valuable product when we start our day, our habitual day, when we start, which one is the most valuable product when we start your day? When we start, the habitually maybe morning 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, which one is the most utility valuable product? Okay, some of you can say that paste is the valuable one. Some of you can say that soap may be, but I can prefer that the category of the paste. So that is very, very important, because toothbrush as well as the paste is also very, very important. No, so in such a context, product value proposition, when we are making about any product, what level it will satisfy the customer need. That is what people used to say, that it's very, very valuable product. What I have, what I'm using is very, very valuable. And the second one is the customer segments. So in what kind of the category, whether it is the youngsters you are focusing upon, or if it is the adult age people, or you are focusing upon any children's. So that is in terms of the customer segments. And what kind of the key activities? For example, if it is a school, or it may be a college, or it may be a hospital, or it may be a hotel, in what activities or what strategies you are following to implement and make the process as a successful. How do you say that your hotel is the best one? In terms of the number of customers, they are coming to the shop every day. Am I right? The same way for a college, or if it is an institution, or if it is a school, in terms of the capacity, how much of the students are preferring the particular school, that is the activity. And about the resources, what kind of the employees you have, and how much the funds you are allotted, and what kind of the information technology equipments tools you have, and channels also, the very, very important one. How do you market? How do you promote? Customer relationship is very important. We are also having the customer relationship manager. We have customer relationship manager. So there is a manager all the times, because we have customer care, toll-free number. What they do, if any complaint, how do you book? So this is one of the thing. And the key partners, how much of the any third party they are also supporting you for your business. And cost structure, இது என்ன சொல்லுவாங்கன்னா optimum level சொல்லுவாங்க. Cost structure அப்படிங்கிறது என்னன்னு கேட்டா, because in industry, நம்மளுடைய இண்டஸ்ட்ரியினுடைய பாலிசி என்னன்னு பார்த்தா, minimize the cost and maximize the profit. இதான் whatever any kind of the product or any kind of the services நீங்க பண்ணும்போது if you are reducing the cost, but at the same time, profit has to be maximized. That is what the cost structure. Revenue stream is also very, very important. Soon as ஒரு ப்ராடக்டே 5 இயர்ஸ்க்கு இருந்துட்டு இருக்குது, 10 இயர்ஸ்க்கு இருந்துட்டு இருக்குது, அப்படி சொல்லவே முடியாது. Because they do added certain features in terms of sustain the quality. If you take it Sunfeast biscuits, how many of the various flavors they have, even in terms அதாவது வந்து innovationsல வந்து அவங்க பண்ணும்போது they do going for innovations in their packet as well as the pack sizes, and even for the soft drinks items, when you take it all many things are there. So I just take it for this one. If you take it for a Netflix business model, typically it is for this canvas model. So key partners, what are the key partners? If you take it, cinemas, theaters, TV networks, all kind of the other key partners. What are the key activity they do? Because they do for technology, R&D, content licensing. So that is also there. I just take it to the important one. And what kind of the value propositions? 24/7. 24/7, 30 day. So no commercial. That is what the value. What kind of the customer relationship? Because self-service is only very ease of use. User-friendly, ease of use. And the customer segments. But today, if you make it the customer in a macro customer segment, or maybe for the micro segmentations. So that what kind of the channels, we have lot of devices. Sometimes people used to word of mouth. What do you mean by word of mouth? Ayappan sir? A word of mouth, that Ayappan sir? My voice is clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I think can I speak bilingual also, because I'm not getting response from the student.
Okay, sir.
இல்ல அவங்களுக்கு நான் தமிழ்ல சொல்லணுமோ? Okay. Okay. And the second one is, if you take it for the revenue streams, if you take it for certain subscription model, you suppose for the certain subscription model, if it is per monthly, maybe the cost is 700, or maybe for 1,200. These are all the models for revenue generating. Which model is suitable, that the using this particular survey, you can have it. The same way for the cost structure is also. I already told you for the cost structure. For example, even if you take it in newspaper industry, once upon a time, Deccan Chronicle newspaper, and the paper on the Karnataka, it is very famous one. Maybe 10-15 years back and all, the cost of that paper is simply only 1 rupee. For many years, and the cost structure. But after slowly, getting lot of customers, they implemented. And even the same cost structure example I can tell for even for Geo also. When what kind of the innovative strategy they made it, because they first of all, when they offered the services, they offered it free only. I mean, the cost is free only, free services. And slowly, one period after getting the customers volume, they increase and they fix a certain rate for their services. So these are all very, very typical one today, even for many of the business organization, they follow the wonderful Canvas model. This is one of the innovation tool. So through my presentation, one by one is the aspect, and the next one is even for this is the last one. What about the startup ecosystem in Indian perspectives? If you take it, what kind of the startup? Even some of the persons may doubt it. Sir, how can I say that? Who can be called as an entrepreneur, or maybe for a small scale industry, whether that kind of the industry is a startup. So the thing is, many of the places what the organization they used to have the number of employees. If you have the people less than 100, you may not say that you are running a, I mean, that is a small scale sector, small scale industry only. But in terms of the numbers, you to have your optimal number of 300 to 500. So here for the startup ecosystem, almost all kind of the things, ideas, business ideas are very, very important for, because that is the base one. And the startup is also in various stages you can implement, because as soon as when you start the business next month, maybe for 75% or 60% only you can do, and later one by one you can extend your floor. The same way you need to have the association with all the team members. You need marketing people for your startup. You need technocrats also. You need, as well as you want almost all the good accountants and the finance committees also you want it, and investors. So investors also you can have it. Many of the prominent people, potential people, mentors and advisors, and almost all this is kind of the startup ecosystem. My dear audience, my dear students, I can tell one thing today. Many of today there are lot of huge number of guidance as well as informations we can get it, even for sometimes even it is very easily available, whatever for we are asking any kind of the guidance. Even the ministry itself, in the government itself, through the universities and colleges like us, there is a forums also we have. We can also share our information. We can also discuss each other, and we will come for the conclusion. And we can also, have a very, very vibrant startup ecosystem. And this is one of the data. This is the 2022 data only in the economic survey I have taken. So this one is what they made it know. Almost many of the, maybe the letters is not very visible, but I can tell it. For engineering 10% and social sciences 15%, and even for economics it is 17%, business management, accounting and 36%. These are all in somewhat the innovative and entrepreneurship research. Who will do that research? Who is doing that research? It is not, don't think only the researchers are doing. Don't think that only professors are doing. They, even a student also can do. Any students also, they can take part. They can go through for their, they can start and they do their literature review in many survey. And after that, they can compile their data, and also they can approach the customers, and they can also elicit their ideas. I recently, one of the firm, even in Canada, they are planning for their agricultural product. They identified that now in India is booming for, they are very much aware about how to use the agricultural product and how to connect with the technology. So when India is becoming, using in continuous way, maybe operational efficiency adhigama varumbodhu, and that is the one of the threatening factor to us for Canada. So Canada enna pandranga, Canada recently one of the organizations they tie up with many of the universities in India like SRM and BIT, and even for IIT, they connect with the student, and they are simply sending the questions to them, and you make the survey among the farmers in India. even for certain places. If you take it in Tamil Nadu, maybe for maybe for any kind of the farm is very special in nearby Madurai, Sivaganga, in such for farmers, or maybe in Tenkasi, adila how the farmers perception, how the way the particular farm product, then making that survey, using that research, they can easily make the sub products or alternative products. So that is what even the many of the crime segment of what they say, whatever the product in India they manufacture, they launched today within 24 hours. I'm telling the fact here. Within 24 hours, there are many of the underground agencies. They just make it the product, disassemble it. They find out what are all the components, they use it in somewhat try to analyze the prototype model, and duplication is also possible. They may not copy they may not imitate the prototype immediately, but in somewhat, that is what people are having a lot of substitutes today. So almost all for making innovations, don't think it is always new. Not like that. Even for the existing services, even for the existing features, you can have it. You can re-innovate the things, and you can also launch in a better way, whether it is a product or whether it is a service. And Ayyappan sir.
Sir?
1 minute. Okay, now, now you are seeing the slides, sir? No?
No, sir.
Okay, sir. Now, finally, one of the fact I want to give here, many of you people are thinking that, okay, sir, finally, what about in India? Whether we are in a positive side, whether we are in a positive side, or we are in the negative side, or we are in the middle side, how about the growth of entrepreneurship rate? So I have the data for you. We have in the year of 2020, we have 5.3% rate, the growth rate of entrepreneurship. And in the 2021, it was 14.4%. And finally, in the year of 2022, it is around 22.4% of the growth rate of entrepreneurship, innovation. So I'm just concluding that, my dear students, as well as the teacher, wherever we are, I am first of all, I wish you all people to take part and knowing much about the entrepreneurship. You do participate almost all the entrepreneurship activities, whatever in the college level we do. I appreciate really the coordinator, Ayyappan sirs. I mean, many of the activities what in your level you are doing, very, very important, because when even you go for job also, maybe in interview, maybe some of the organization, they want to see the quality, characteristic, what you have. Do you have the entrepreneurship attitude? So don't think that entrepreneurship attitude, even anybody, whoever is coming with a new idea, okay, innovative idea, they can be as an entrepreneur. So suppose I may not be an entrepreneur, I may be the principal, but in terms of advisory committee, maybe I can do also, as part of the entrepreneurship system. So that, thank you very much for this wonderful opportunity. If any questions from the audience, I can answer you. Ayyappan sir?
Sir.
I finished up earlier?
No, sir. It's no problem, sir. Okay, students, any questions? Sir, okay, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you very much, sir, for spending your valuable time and accept our invitation and share your knowledge. So this session will be an eye opener for our students. So thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸோட ஃபீட்பேக் லிங்க் இருக்கு மெசேஜஸ்ல. ஸோ ஃபில் பண்ணுங்க, உங்களுக்கு ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்கா சர்டிஃபிகேட்ஸ் வந்து உங்க மெயிலுக்கு வந்துடும்.